Hey guys, welcome back. BDCKR here. We're back with another online multiplayer video. This is a team for 3.1 just for posterity. And this is, you know what, you came up with the name, so I'm going to let you say the name for this.
So I like to call this the Cloak of Nekron team.
Yeah.
Because it does two things. One, it highlights the fact that Cloak of Destiny and Nekron Scythe both give you boosted damage against stunned opponents, and that is a powerful ability.
And you're also proud of the name, so I just figured I'd give that to you because I honestly don't know if I could come at it with that same energy that you brought to it because you appreciate that. Okay, so let's take a look at our team.
So I was actually tempted to make this team another one of the the best MP3 teams, or MP multiplayer teams.
It's good for listening to music.
Yeah, well, that's it, because it's pretty spectacular. Now we're going through we showed you the gear really fast. We're going to talk about it a little bit later, maybe go through it with a bit more detailed discussion about why each piece of gear matters. But in a lot of ways, this is the ultimate team.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because it's unbalanced in a way that we normally don't like. So it has a tank, and it has two specialists. It's got a special 1 specialist and special 2 specialist, and nobody for basic damage.
So there we go. Why don't we...
Boom.
Now that
one hit.
Okay, so Luchador Bane here is cleaning up the competition. Why don't we go through what he's hooked up with? What's his strategy?
So, all right, yeah, we're definitely... You know what I'll do is just before the next fight, we will look more clearly at his gear. Now, that was fast.
Yeah.
Like, the first hit of his special 2 was enough.
That was pretty spectacular. Pretty impressive.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's an easy bonus. Finish a fight without suffering one knockout. So that's when you're facing a team that's close to your ability. And in terms of power, 8 seconds, not bad. So
pretty good.
Luchador Bane is interesting because he has stun on tag in. So he's a special 2 specialist. This third gear doesn't matter nearly as much. What really matters is the Cloak of Destiny, because he cannot bring his own stun, right? He stuns on tag in. It's not like Batgirl where he can do it each time he does a special. So if he's stuck in a fight, he's kind of dead meat.
Yeah.
He gets Cloak of Destiny to get the extra stun and tag in, and he also benefits from the boost to crit damage, which is preferred on our special 2 specialists versus our special 1 because they're doing more damage, so they're probably going to be needing the power more often, but also hitting more often. So you want the advantage of every single hit counting for more.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. So he's got Tantu Totem, but he cannot have Master's Death card.
And why not?
All right, so the tagging damage to get power from the Master's Death card actually negates the stun. So then what you've got is a lame duck Luchador Bane.
Yeah, so in that case, actually hitting him with that standard kind of gear pairing wouldn't be useful.
Right. And what's beautiful about Luchador Bane is he's not locked by that same token, though, because he only gets it on tagging and not on a specific special. He isn't locked into a specific special that generates a stun, so he can actually do special 1 or special 2, but it means that he actually has the option of doing special 2. Unlike all the Batgirls who are special 1 for stun, and there's only one special 2 stunner, which is stunner. That's like a really good looking player,
Is it?
I guess. No, that's slang for it.
Okay.
Is Batman Ninja Batman. Now he has to have Tantu Totem because as a special 2 specialist, he's doing the most damage. So there's the most benefit from power return.
Yeah.
And
as you can see here, he's making quick work of a lot of enemies.
That was a non-crit team, right? That was a Red Sun Green Lantern team. So that was all damage that was non-crit.
Yeah.
And all the boosted damage was from his passive and from stunning him.
And that was still incredibly quick. 18 seconds, I think that was.
Yeah, the only reason to look at the beginning is to make sure they don't have Astro Harness. Because if they have Astro Harness, you can still play the same way.
Yeah.
But what you'll do is instead of tagging in, or if you tag in, just do special 1 a couple times. But if you know the special harness coming, you can just leave Hawkgirl there. And because she's our tank, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah, and she's no great loss if you actually lose her.
Right. And so Tantu Totem is important on Luchador Bane. So here's a perfect example. He tags in, he doesn't stun. What you want to do is don't automatically do a special 2 because then you'll blow 2 bars of power, and his tag in back will only give you 1 bar. But this way, when he tags back in, he will have 2 bars. So you don't have to, if you try to do special 2 on a non-stunned opponent, there's a chance that they won't get knocked out and you won't have your power. And this way you don't waste any time. I mean, it's still a good team. Yeah. You just don't waste the same kind of time. What else was I thinking? So the special one really is to buy yourself time to tag out and bring in either Hawkgirl or Batgirl.
Yeah.
And I think that's it. So the third gear could easily be Heart of Darkness, right? To boost special 2 damage. And you get damage over time. And you've got power gen. Oh, and that's the other thing. Tantu Totem on Bane, no regard for power dampening. So Killer Frost, I don't care anymore because power dampen, I'm still bringing in Bane as long as she doesn't have Astro Harness. We are not having any problems at all.
One thing that we should actually note about this team is that you played this with an injured finger. So this is you not playing at your max.
Right. So all right. So this is why the swiping is so bad. That I've got a splint on my middle finger, which is I usually use my pointer finger and my middle finger in order to do the swipe faster and also do tap faster, and the screen doesn't register the splint that's on my finger.
Yeah, so this is you not actually playing at capacity. The average fight for you working at like 100% would be actually smoother than this. So it's important to notice that we're doing pretty good here still, right? It's not like we're actually running into much in terms of issues, but this is not even the best it gets.
Right. Oh, and the third gear, which we didn't spend a lot of time talking about, is the Fourth World Mace. And the reason why I like that instead of Heart of Darkness, I mean, Heart of Darkness does give you a better special 2 boost, gives you that extra damage over time, and power gen. But the cool thing about Luchador Bane is you don't need the power gen, and the special 2 splash damage, 15%, is pretty good because he's doing so much. And I like to soften up the other cards tagging in because, so here's a perfect example. No stun. We do a special 1. We've got that bought us enough time that we could tag in Batgirl, and she's doing her special 1. And that special 1 was enough time that she can tag out again if it doesn't finish. So here comes Luchador Bane with his special 2. But now I don't have to worry about not finishing Catwoman, even though she's got a revive. And we didn't stun her.
Look at that. That's just smooth.
Yeah. Because he's vulnerable to specials, right? Like, I mean, if somebody tags in with a special that prioritizes over what we've got, we don't want to take a chance that he's just blown his power. Somebody comes in and knocks him out. So the power drain on special 2 is actually really good, too, because it's multiple hits, and each one has a chance to drain the opponent.
Yeah.
So that was... Oh, here's another Killer Frost, which we don't really care about. Well, we care about a little bit because we know she's got a revive.
See, this is interesting. It's been a very long time since we've done a team battle. I'm almost like expecting to move on to the next question now. You know? I'm almost not used to one of our primary video formats.
Yeah. And, all right, so one of the reasons why I feel like this is probably currently the best team now that Nekron's Scythe is available is that this is super fast. So some of the delays that we get with the Justice League team doesn't happen here.
Yeah.
It is wicked fast. Oh, there we go. I have to, I think with two full healthy fingers, I could probably swipe a little bit better, get closer to 100 each time.
Yeah, because you're getting like 170, 175 in a lot of cases.
That was, so just 2 special 2s. And you see how when they tag in, there's hardly anything left, so that as long as you get past the first fight, or the first character. Now...
Yeah, you mentioned that the third gear wasn't that important, but I think the actual splash damage on special 2 is pretty significant for this.
I guess maybe not that it's not that important, but just more replaceable. The other 2 pieces of gear, I think, are crucial.
Worst case scenario, you could have something else. There's options, but the first 2 are what really make the team viable.
Right. All right, so he's got Astro Harness. And a bar of power, so it might be worth just letting our tank eat a little bit of damage. And, so this is the perfect time to talk about Hawkgirl being her tank.
Yeah. Okay.
She's there for her passive, though. So we've said before lots of times that you can make almost anybody a good tank, and so the tank spot, unless you have a specific strategy in mind, you use it to take advantage of a specific passive. And what's beautiful about Hawkgirl is a couple things. All right, so we gave her 2 pieces of Fourth World Gear set to give her a revive.
Yeah. Not that she'll probably end up needing it.
Oh, and in this case, because of Astro Harness, I did not want to use Special 2, right, because it's multiple hits. And what I'm trying to do is get past his invulnerabilities on Flashpoint Batman.
There we...
Oh, just so close.
So close. Luck of the draw.
But you see how her Hawkgirl's passive is so amazing that we can just tag them in and out immediately after a special.
Yeah.
We don't worry about anything. And now we're going to take a bunch of damage from him, and we're going to see how bad it is. but we won't matter because we're going to be...
That's all of our health, pretty much, but it's all of theirs, too.
But we can't knock ourselves out from it, which is the beautiful part. Oh, and he didn't do the special. Aquaman did not do a special. That bought us the time to be able to do ours. Because if he'd done a special, I think it might have prioritized over ours because it was coming from a block.
We're doing just fine here. No issues here.
All right, so so 2 pieces of 4th row gear set to give her a revive. The 3rd piece, which we've made the charged disc, it could actually be the Astro Harness or Gingold Soda or any other defensive gear. Problem with Astro Harness is that the first invulnerability would be wasted with her in first slot if I'm tagging in somebody else right away.
Yeah.
Now you could put it in another slot. Oh, and that was the first ultimate, so we gotta do some more. We gotta show you some more of this. You could put her in another slot and only tag her in if you needed her, but then you have to decide who else you put in first slot, and that person is no longer an option to be your first attacker to tag in. So if they're not tagging in, they get less power. So out of the 2, Bane or Batgirl, Batgirl's probably best since she's a special 1 specialist. She'll have her starting bar of power. If she doesn't get the tag in from Master's Death card, it's not as big a deal. But Hawkgirl is really cool because she offers a huge advantage, which I'm hoping we get to see, against Gaslight Batman, Dawn of Justice Batman, Wally West Flash, because her special 1 can stun, meaning it takes away their passive. All right, so Gaslight Batman throws something at you. All right, so here's Batgirl. We should take a look at that because she's sort of when you're working with a team that's got no basic damage dealer.
Yeah.
Then your secondary specialist is really important. So what we see is she gets a League of Assassin's Knives for the special 1 boost, and more importantly for the special 1 splash damage, which it's almost de rigueur for Batgirl. She gets Nekron's Scythe.
What is de rigueur?
Well, that's sort of necessary. Like,
okay. I kind of could infer from context, but I figured I would ask for the benefit of. I'm gonna be honest, I was gonna say our viewers, but I didn't know what it meant either. It wasn't.
Yeah, I think it's a French term.
It sounds French. You definitely gave it a French spin. If it's not a French term, you didn't use the right accent. And even if it is a French term, I'm gonna be honest, you still might not have used the right accent.
Okay. So she gets Nekron's Scythe for the stun boost. For the stun boost to her damage, right? Mm-hmm. And you'd think that you'd want the revive, the extra life, after you knock somebody out on the main damage dealer instead, which is, in our case, Bane. But putting the cloak on Batgirl wastes the stun on Taggin because we mentioned she's the Master's Death card. And you don't have to have Master's Death card, but I think in a team like this, it's really important because this is a Bane, Batgirl tag in, tag out really fast team.
Yes, the extra energy generated is significant.
Yeah, and it's really, a lot of times it's to protect them.
Yeah.
Oh, I should point out that because of they're not augmented and they're only 50 Elite 7, because I think Batgirl has never had Hawkgirl has never had a breakthrough. We're facing weaker teams, but the first 2 fights are only worth 4,500 battle points instead of 5,000. Yeah. So at the end of a 7-fight run, we're getting 1,600 points less, which is really negligible. We're talking about more than 50,000. What is it, 30-something, 25-something? All right, so you're getting more than 50,000 battle points for the fight.
Yeah, it's crazy how much the meta has shifted because just the ability to really never let up on specials and basically just be constantly swapping out and using character specials is new, right? This isn't a super old thing, but it already feels really kind of comfortable and sort of
one hit. I love when his special 2 comes in with just 1 hit and he's able to. Oh.
It's quickly become a staple of, I think, almost every really, really good team.
Yep. Oh, for sure. If it stuns, then he blocked. That's okay. We got lots of stuff.
Yeah. We're good.
All right, so we were talking about Batgirl, I think, right?
Yeah.
She's got Master's Death card to get power, which negates a stun. So that wastes the stun chance if she'd had Cloak of Destiny. Since she has her own bar of power to start, she's not that much worse for facing a power dampening team because she'll still have her own starting bar of power.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, crap.
That's okay. What I'm really hoping we'll just do one to take off, crack them open like a rotten can of tuna, a dented can of tuna, so that when Luchador Bane comes in... You
really love that turn of phrase. You've held on to that for a long time.
I have.
And I don't know how to feel about it.
So the reason why you don't want to tag in unlike our Justice League team with New 52 Wonder Woman, where I don't care about Injustice 2 Superman, I just tag in, do our special, whatever. Bane matters a bit more because once you tag in, if you get the stun and you use his special, and the Tentu Totem get your power back for removing his shield, I think he's not stunned anymore. Or at least that's a chance I don't want to take because of the timing of it. So I would just rather... I mean, you could always do it on a special one, do a special one, Bane special one, tag out, tag in again. Just because we've got Hawkgirl, that gives you so much more flexibility. And I guess the idea of both Bane and Batgirl having power generating gear is that on the teams that eat specials, you can tag them both back in and out, and every time they tag in, they can do a special.
Yeah.
And we know that specials prioritize over basic attacks. So when a team...
Yeah, it's hard for other people to get word in edgewise.
Exactly.
Sorry to interrupt you, just like our specials interrupt their...
Oh, damn.
Their
Timing was
attacks
awful.
on us.
And he stole my power, but that's okay. We're going to get it back. So we're going to stun him. Oh, yeah, right, because one of the fourth row... I think it's the chest. I can't remember which fourth row gears that gives you stun chance on tagging. And now, look, Arkham Knight Batman has 3 bars of power, which didn't show all of it. When the animation showed you that he was getting it, but he never got to use it, and we drained it. Even if we hadn't finished him off, we drained it all before he had a chance to use anything.
There we go. Let's see.
So let's crack him open,
Oh,
which he does not do.
Us. Yeah.
He blocked us.
Oh, there's the...
And we got our power back, so now we can tag out, because we don't have to worry when we tag him back in, he'll have the power. And let's see if she stuns. If she stuns, then Superman is... Oh,
yeah,
perfect.
There we go.
A little bit of overkill.
Yeah. I mean, I think at that point it's just better to be used to using the second special as opposed to try to come in and do some little dinky hits.
Yep.
Because you'd get out of practice. And that extra 2 seconds is not gonna...
Yeah, the main danger of doing the special two is it doesn't finish them, and you don't finish your opponent, and they don't... Bane doesn't get his 2 bars of power back. All right, this fight I'm going to love, because Luchador Bane has shown himself to be strong enough that it doesn't matter with Killing Joke Joker. You could come in, just use the special 2, knock him out on probably the first hit, and then have a bunch of hits on the next person that might drain their power. And if it doesn't, just do more specials. Like, it's just... And I guess the good thing about Shazam is his special 3 doesn't do a lot of damage. It will trigger his passive so he can do unlimited special 2s and special 1s for a while and take a lot less damage. But
yeah, there's something expressly satisfying about really finding a team that's supposed to be built to be really, really strong and just having your setup kind of negate any... benefits from it.
So he blocked and still took half the damage, so special 2 is okay because I think this will be enough to finish him off and we'll get our power back. And we did it fast enough. If Harley Quinn had used her special 3, it would have prioritized over our special 2. And so we're lucky it didn't, but we also had 2 characters left to take her on once she'd blown all her power.
Yeah, so that's a really kind of fun feeling to have, just fight a team that is built a really specific way and just to be able to totally ignore it, to act like they're really nothing more than just a random collection of characters
I think
be beat on.
The only potential weakness, because we've got everything, even Raven, we've got... I mean, if we were not interested in triggering passive, we've got a high damage special 1 from both... 1-hit special 1 from both Bane, and effectively a 1-hit special 1, because the first... tickle from
as
Batgirl,
good as 1 hit.
Yeah, it doesn't do much damage.
Yeah.
But we could just trigger enough because his special 2 does enough damage. And it does splash damage at the same time. So if it triggers her passive, we can just get to hit her over and over. The other cards on her team are going to get softened up way more when they tag in. All right, so dang. You know, my finger is really not great. 180% is okay, but I'd like that last little bit.
Yeah, you're hovering between 170, 175 on most of these. I haven't been paying attention all the time, but when I do, it seems like that's where you're mostly up to. But I guess looks like you're getting a little less rusty.
We triggered it.
Whatever.
I know. It's did she ever revive too? I wasn't paying attention.
Yep. Doesn't matter.
No. And all right, so the
Bye, Raven.
the disadvantage of Batgirl's loadout right now, because if you put if you gave her the Lexor gauntlets, it would increase her chance of critting on special 1, so that her special 1 would do way more damage, but it comes at a cost. And you can't give up Nekron's Scythe, because you can't put Cloak of Destiny on her. The damage from her special 1 isn't as much because you don't get the crit boost. But I think you can't get away with using Master's Death Crit in this kind. Oh, so this is going to be interesting because you've got Raven, who's going to have an extra bar of power. You've got Reverse Flash, who can cellular regeneration to not take damage. So we gotta be careful.
And a character that this person hacked into the game as our third.
That's true. I probably should have checked whether the metal, the Merciless, had full bars on his specials.
Oh, that's true.
Because that would tell you whether it's just a
script kiddie
or a hack. Because a hack potentially has everything in it. A script kiddie would just have the character, right?
It depends on how good this person is at cheating.
Yeah, but this is interesting because this is probably going to give us a little bit of trouble. I think what I would like to do is eat the special if she doesn't get stunned on this. And if she gets stunned on this, I'm just going to...
Then dead.
Oh,
nope.
No, so let's eat the special.
No problem.
Because she's our tank. And we'll use special 1 because we do not want to... We want to try to avoid triggering her passive.
There we go. And we did.
And we'll do special 1 because we want to use up his cellular regens and not blow all our power. And we're far enough away where this is going to whiff. So that's why it was worth doing, because he's still got the second bar when he tags in, right?
Yeah.
And that's the idea.
Okay.
Let's see if it does. Oh, that was a decent chunk of damage. Ooh, that's enough. So we'll get our power back, our 1 bar.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, see what I mean, though? About his special even prioritized it over our tag-in. So let's see. Yeah, Master's Death Card, because for the amount of time that we've tagged in, we've really made this team a tag-in. We sort of leaned into the fact that Hawkgirl has that passive.
Yeah.
So we're really taking advantage of it by using both Master's Death Card and Tantu Totem. You can't not use Tantu Totem. That's the first thing. But Master's Death Card and Batgirl, I think, is really
I don't know
important.
what it is. I think it's really funny when the person's getting knocked around and they still have the stun effect over their head. Because it's weird how it moves with them. I don't know what kind of cartoon physics I'm expecting them to apply to, but like I almost feel like it's weird that it's like a static thing above their heads, you know?
Yeah. And that felt like a long fight. That was still only 34 seconds.
Yeah, it was probably... I mean, it was a longer fight just because of how many specials were being used. So
Yeah.
the 34 seconds wasn't timed to that. I have lost... track. Is this the second or the third fight?
This is the third. This is the fight that we want to see. Gaslight Batman. So
Okay,
Gaslight
there we
Batman,
go.
if you tag in anybody, he will smack them and do some damage over time. And clearly you won't get the benefit of the stun from Luchador Bane. So you don't want to just tag him in because his special 2 won't do so much damage. And you don't necessarily want to do Batgirl. Batgirl's less of a problem, but she still has her bar of power even after he does his passive thing where he throws a bomb at us. But Hawkgirl, because she's got the bar of power from Batgirl, she can do a special 1, a chance at stunning, and if she stuns, Luchador Bane.
Because he can't actually throw bombs if he's stunned.
So let's see.
See? Come on. Perfect.
Boom.
Poetry in motion.
And the fight's basically over. I mean, if Joker tags in, that's not a problem. I mean...
It's even less of a problem.
Oh, he did 2. 2 for 1.
Oh,
it's
wow.
a twofer.
And Killing Joke Joker's not going to be able to stand up to this. Look at that. Buttery smooth. Start to finish. Easy fight.
Yeah.
Call that a last fight of an Ultimate Battle. That was as easy as our first fight ever was. So why don't we check out the time on that?
So I think in my mind, this is probably currently the best multiplayer team. And I think you're going to have a bit more struggle when you face higher level teams if you
9 seconds.
break through this team. Yeah, if you break through this team, you're going to have more trouble, mainly because...
Hawkgirl.
Yeah. So...
And more Astro Harnesses.
Yes. That is probably going to be the biggest problem, is having the extra Astro Harnesses. Because what that means is... it's going to take more time. You're going to have to delay it more, either using your tank or using specials against the Astro Harness. And it's probably worth maybe doing a different team. The problem right now is Hawkgirl doesn't have breakthroughs, as far as I know, so you'd be working with an unbalanced team, and that hurts you a little bit when you've got Hawkgirl as your tank and she doesn't have maybe enough health to take care of everything. What do you think? I mean, it's been fast enough. I think we can probably do this in about less than 10 minutes.
Yeah, okay, we can pull out a third fight. I have some barbecue pork belly waiting for me downstairs, so I'm a little eager to get to it. So I might be a little more scattered now because the hunger is starting to get set in. We're around lunchtime, but I'll make that sacrifice for all the viewers who are sticking with us to this point.
So I want to point out though that it's actually pretty cool to have you in the same room now, because a lot of times we can there's a lag involved. It's harder just to make the videos, and it's cool.
Yeah, it's easier. I think sometimes it's a little unfortunate for the viewers because occasionally you will point to something on the screen, which is which is useful to me. I mean, in this case, just now you're pointing to something. I don't think there was actually anything that I was needing to focus my attention on, but that's definitely not something that comes across in the video format. So
what I wanted to say in a team like this is you've really got to play to the strengths and not forget them. And in this case, Arkham Origins Batman, there might be a temptation to, because he's got 2 bars of power, to let your tank eat it because your tank is there. But you're forgetting that our team is based around tagging in and stunning.
When you say you're forgetting, you've made a theoretical viewer who has why don't you do this, and then said, hey, idiot, you're wrong.
Well, I guess it's a temptation for me, and I always have to make a conscious decision beforehand.
Oh, sorry, you were chastising yourself.
I was chastising myself,
and I shouldn't say "Hey, idiot" because that's actually a fair thought to have. I was being a little too harsh on you, I guess. It turns out.
You got to remember that your specials will prioritize. You tag in if you stun, perfect. If you don't stun, you can still do special 1 really quickly. And because we've got Hawkgirl on the team, we can tag out right away to not leave our main damage dealer, Luchador Bane, vulnerable. Dang. All right, so not only did the splash damage reduce her to nothing, it means that any hit would have been enough, like it was there, to knock her out, and we're not vulnerable to her passive.
Yeah,
she's got 1 health. So nothing. The first hit will take her below her 10% threshold.
Yeah.
Which is pretty spectacular. So you can see the value of doing a splash damage. I mean, it's effectively a Nekron's cloak team, but also a splash damage team. Splash, I was taking a bath. Or no, splish splash. But you see what I mean.
I know that song. What is it from?
I don't know.
Because it's like one of those songs that's kind of ubiquitous. Like I've definitely heard it in ads.
Yeah, right. It's been used in advertising. All right. The danger of this team is Arkham Knight Harley Quinn is going to come in and do a little bit, or she's going to what do you call it? The entry hazard, where if we tag in, now it's not 100%, so it's tempting to just to come in and do it. Options would be just tag in anyways and block if she's comes in. The other option is to just eat static thing first. Maybe if he stuns. If he stuns, then Batgirl's got a bit more health than Luchador Bane, so she's a better option, even though Luchador Bane would do more damage for tagging in, because in case Harley Quinn does something, then we're more likely to survive it. Yeah. And because she's got the 2nd bar of power, it buys us the time. So, perfect, Harley Quinn. And we don't care that she wasn't stunned.
Harley Quinn.
Because we get our
she
power
only has
back.
1 health.
Right. And
everybody's dead.
Right. And that's because Batgirl softened everybody up.
Yeah.
Which is beautiful.
It's good that the Injustice games are using the multiverses, because we're really mowing through heroes left and right.
There's still people left.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's not even the fastest. I think the fastest fight I've seen is where, with 1 special 2, Luchador Bane, it doesn't happen often, but in the first fight, maybe Luchador Bane can wipe out the entire team in 1 special 2.
That's insane. How long is that fight then?
I believe it's a total of 5 seconds, because there's 2 seconds that are eaten up no matter what for the
intro.
The intro, and then 3 seconds for the special 2 to register, and that's if you get it off really fast and it knocks out everybody on team. But
so it's a little more than 5 real seconds.
Yeah. So he's got he's almost the ideal character for a special specialist, because he's got the 1-hit special 1, he's got a multi-hit special 2 that can bridge across more than 1 character. Yeah. Which you don't have. I mean, some of the newer guys have special 2s that can only bridge across 1.
Oh, those are kind of annoying where they keep them in. It's like a WWE Immortals vibe.
Right. So if we tag in Luchador Bane, what we're going to do is a special 1, because we don't want to trigger the Astro Harness. Perfect. And we hope that it does enough damage anyways, despite not having a special 1 booster. Ooh, perfect. All right, so that was great, because Batman did not decide to do a special 2. We drained a little bit of his power.
And I think...
and we drained enough anyways. See what I mean? It would have protected him if Batman had survived that.
Yeah,
if he'd survived that, he would have been down to 1 bar of power. The best he could have done was a special 1 instead of having almost a special 3.
Yeah, this is good, because it's a team that you don't really have to make excuses for the same way, right? Where it's like, it's not that we got lucky, it's not that we wouldn't have been able to still really easily made it work. We have kind of layers of redundancy almost built right in.
All right, what's funny is he's got 58 health. Luchador Bane's got 58 health. Everybody on that team has got way more health. And this is where, that term glass cannon comes in, right?
Yeah.
So that it might do a lot of damage like a cannon can, but because he's made of glass...
it's like Humpty Dumpty.
Humpty Dumpty. Yeah, well, actually, technically, it's what? Like, it's shell, it's bone, it's calcium something, right? Where he's just... Although, if you drop him
Humpty Dumpty was a cannon.
Humpty Dumpty was an egg.
No, he wasn't.
Oh, like, literally, that it was supposed to represent that.
And Humpty Dumpty is visually represented as an egg, but he's not narratively represented as an egg.
Okay.
He's just the thing that falls and breaks.
That's right. All right, so any more power? Oh.
Or actually, Humpty Dumpty isn't necessarily a he either.
Beautiful.
Right?
Yeah, no, you're right. Special one was enough to knock him past his health, but it triggered the passive, so he got another invulnerability. But it's funny considering how much weaker Luchador Bane is that he's even survived anything. And it was too late. We tagged him in and already triggered the special 2, but that was enough.
You know what the scarier equivalent of glass cannon is? Plastic gun. Because they can be 3D printed now.
That's true, eh?
Like the majority of components, so you can get guns through TSA.
But don't... so where do you get bullets? The shells of the bullets would be metal, won't they? Won't they trigger?
Yeah, no, it's not that you can get everything through, but it's easier to get bullets than it is to get a full gun into place.
I guess that's true. All right, Killer Frost, we don't care. Power Damping, we don't care. So we'll just tag him in. Yeah, no, so...
That has no relevance. I was just thinking of material weapon, right? When you say glass cannon.
That's true. And if you like more of this kind of rambling and getting into the weeds, listen to our P and Q and C and A and T, which we do every week, where we ramble a lot about injustice and stuff that just occurs to us. Perfect.
Yeah, and who wouldn't?
Now, all right,
universally appealing.
So she's got an Astro Harness, not nearly as worried. We can just waste a bit of time with her tank, maybe stun if we're lucky. And it means that the next hit will be pretty spectacular. Stunned, perfect. And we didn't want to bring in Batgirl because the Master's Death card would have triggered her Astro Harness. And we got 3 bars, so we can actually do a special 2. We don't care if it doesn't finish her off. But guess what? It's just, even without the stun, it's powerful enough that... Good night, Killer Frost. We hardly knew you. How many fights we got left? We got maybe 1?
I have lost track.
Yeah, this is going pretty fast. I mean, normally we just do like a quick 2-minute ultimates just to prove that the team is good enough to do it. Yeah,
2 rounds of ultimate.
Yeah, 2. That's right.
Yeah. Last fight.
All right, so this is the one that gives us potential trouble because, all right, so the Astro Harness means that we're not going to knock him out really quick. If he tags in again, he's going to take some of our power, which is a bit of pain on an all specialist team, right? That's where all our damage is coming from. We've got no basic damage dealer.
You know, one thing that's a little reassuring about people who are cheating and hacking, it shows you how many people are still active. Because when there's new content, the number of teams that you see that have it instantly is a good indication of, even if they're just hacking, how many people are still actively participating and doing stuff with the new content as soon as it comes out.
That's true. Ooh, that was a mistake. I forgot he had Astro Harness. I was going to try to stun him. So maybe what I'll do is use Batgirl just to try to get one hit, soften him up a bit, get him past at least past the first invulnerability. Hopefully past the second one. Not enough damage. All right, so maybe this will do it. If it happens to crit. The last one, I think it did not crit. But the other point is that they have so much health anyways, and we're at relatively low level, that might be part of the problem. All right, so now we can Luchador Bane him up. He's only got half the health left anyways. I think that was...
this will be enough.
Batgirl's work. Doing. Yeah. Ooh, that's unfortunate. So, yeah, when the Astro Harness triggers again, we don't want to be leaving Luchador Bane, even if he takes a little bit of damage, because he's just so soft and squishy. He's got, I think, 58,000 health. He's not augmented at all. There could be an argument to be made to maybe break through them a couple times, just because, it's going to offer a decent advantage in terms of damage output. but it really comes down to how willing you are to leave Hawkgirl behind. Oh, and this is our last fight, so we will do a super. We got the 3 bars. This is gonna really finish him off. Good night, Robin. Not Robin, Nightwing.
That's okay.
Oh, I've been watching Titans lately, so it was it's that whole angsty, I don't want to be Robin and Batman's sidekick, but I want to be my own thing.
Is Titans separate from the one where there was a trailer where Robin had a gun and they were like, "Where's Batman?" He's like, "F Batman."
That is Titans.
That's the same one. God, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're coming right to the end of this video. Normally, this is the place where we would plug our Patreon, but we're not going to. Don't support us on Patreon. Don't support us on Patreon. Sorry, don't support us on Patreon. But we will give a thank you to the people who already have. And I want to be clear here: there should be nobody else after this video, and only these people can moving forward. We have Edwin Felix, Eddy G, and Console Peasant, who are at the last word tier. iProphet at the Your Message Here tier. Daniel Simonson and Shawn Farrell on the credited supporter tier, and Chris Wolff and László Gyergyádesz on the gratitude tier. So thank you guys all so much for watching. Don't support us on Patreon. This is some reverse psychology.
Except for people who already are.
No, the people who already do.
Because we can't reverse psychology.
And actually, you should all up your donations. But to anybody who's listening and has not supported us yet, this is not the time. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Komoda.